What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. You can see we're out on the back deck today. Not done a whole lot of fishing here of late, but I'm starting to be able to get out and do a little bit. Still not released to do some fishing, but nonetheless I've been out doing a little bit of fishing. But appreciate you guys coming along with us and all the support. Man, we finally hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, so we appreciate all the support for that. And if you hadn't already hit that subscribe button, you ain't already a part of the team, hit that subscribe button, man. We'd love to have you. We like bringing real content to you. You know, I don't catch the biggest all the time, don't do anything crazy special, but what we do is just show you what our ventures look like. You know, don't put anything on, but we do appreciate everybody's support over the last couple of years. It was really cool to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. Don't mean a lot to a lot of folks, but to us, pretty exciting. But today's video, what you've seen if you've watched our videos over the last couple of years, is one of my favorite baits when it comes to fishing, especially for smallmouth, is a Nikko Hellgrammite. I'm not sponsored by them, no partnership. I grew up where I live, fishing the rivers, going out and seining for Hellgrammites, catching my own bait, and then just going out and catching whatever I could catch. Usually it's rock bass, smallmouth. Just loved river fishing. Grew up next to a small river, and then we would go camping quite a bit on the Greenbrier River. So really enjoyed doing that. It was a lot of fun. So Hellgrammite has a special place in my heart. And so as I'm getting older, not wanting to go out catch those Hellgrammites because it's a lot of work. If you've ever done it, it is a lot of work. Don't really enjoy doing that anymore, but I still wanted to use Hellgrammites. If you go out to a bait shop and you purchase those Hellgrammites, they are quite expensive, and so often a lot of them are small. You don't get good quality Hellgrammites. So a couple years ago I started looking around. I knew there were Hellgrammites. I'd bought Hellgrammites before, soft plastics. Bass Pro Shop has some, Yum has some now, but the first ones I came across were the Nikkos. And just, you know, through various YouTube videos, watching other creators and doing a little research, I came across those, and I've been using them ever since. I've always got one tied on to at least one of my poles, whether I'm smallmouth fishing or not. Local lake I go to, it is a largemouth lake. I primarily use a lizard on that lake, but I still have a pole with a Hellgrammite tied on it. This is the pole I use a lot of times when I'm out smallmouth fishing, but it goes with me when I'm at the largemouth lake, and I will usually throw this a time or two as well, and I have caught largemouth on this. This lake is not fed by any kind of stream. It's not a predominant Hellgrammite. I have seen Hellgrammites down along the bank, so they are there, but that is not their predominant food source. But I do throw it because it's a heavily pressured lake, and it's probably something they don't see a lot of. So I have gotten a few bites. It is my confidence bait. If I could have one bait and that's all I could use, I'm probably picking up a Nikko Hellgrammite. I'm not going to catch a ton of big ones, but we have. My son caught his personal best several years ago on one. He is, gosh, and I can put the picture up for you. It's about a 4-pound smallmouth. We've caught several nice smallmouth on it. I've caught several 2-pounders on it, so it is a very effective bait. But today what I want to get into is, how do I fish that bait? And primarily I just fish it one way, but there are several ways that you can fish it, and that is very effective, and I want to go over a couple of those with you all today. First, here's how I fish it, and I got one on a hook, but I'm going to show you. All I use, you see, this is just the Owner EWG. It's a Ned hook, but I like that EWG because I can rig it mostly weedless or weedless. You're like, well, that's a Texas rig, but this is a Ned hook. It's what I use. I like to do it, and there's a couple different ways I fish it, but this is by far and away what I'm throwing 99% of the time, 98% of the time. That's how I'm throwing it. And as you'll see, how I've got it rigged first, I've got it sideways. So what I do is I'll just go through, instead of going through the nose and out the bottom like you would like on a normal Texas rig, I'll go through the top and come out the side, and then I'll just feed it up on there. And I apologize, my hand and arm still is not working. I'm getting recovered, but you see there's no brace, so I'm getting there. So now let's get it pushed up there. Next, I'll just run it through the side instead of the bottom like you would. Ouch, gotta watch the hook, very sharp. Love those owner hooks. Come out through the side, and there you go. Not completely weedless, but it is pretty close to being weedless when you come out through the side. Let me put that back in there. I told you, my hands ain't working the best. That poor arm, it's getting there. But that hook it is up on the side. It is pretty weedless, but it ain't completely weedless. That's how I've been fishing it here of late. Now, within this Ned rig, another way that you can do that, of course, is go through the top, out through the bottom, get that sucker spinning around, and then get up close, just like you would any other Texas rig, and you can get that hook in there and fish it like so. Now, like I said, primarily how I've been fishing it is through the side like that. Works for me. That's fine too. Now when I fish the 4 1/4, this is the 3-inch size here. When I fish the 4 1/4, this is how I rig it, and I will actually, depending on water levels, current flow, because I'm fishing this mainly in the river, this is a 1/16 ounce jig head that I'm using. It's a 1/0 hook. If the water's not real high, not a lot of flow, I'm fishing it on that 1/16 ounce. A little more water, I'm using that bigger Hellgrammite, that 4 1/4. I go up. I use a 3/16 ounce. That way I can get it down. But right now, the water around here, we've had so much rain, it had been running high, and then all of a sudden it's just down and it is low. I've been, last couple of days I've been fishing. I've had to use that 1/16 ounce jig head, and I've went through a lot. Now, with that being said, Nico does have a new sinking Hellgrammite, so that would be a great option in this low water. And that's how I grew up. I would put a swivel on, an eagle claw hook that Hellgrammite through the collar and throw, and just let it flow down through the current. Same way I fish these, the exact same way. But I do have that jig head on it to get it down, because the ones I use these do not sink. So unless you want to fish it on top of the water, which I have seen, you got to add a little bit of weight, and I had that 1/16 ounce jig head. Now, I know a lot of folks like to just use the regular Ned hooks, which I have some. I don't use these, but you absolutely can. You know, just feed it through air, coming out open. I don't, just because of hang-ups. I like to try to fish it as weedless as I possibly can, and so that's why I do it the way I do it. I can get it pretty weedless, and it has been very effective. Pretty good success if you went back and watched any of our videos. This will be a bait that I fish all year long. Second way I want to talk about fishing, yes, and it's something I think I've done it a time or two, but drop shot. I'm not going to go through the complete rig as far as that, you know, but drop shotting is a good way to do that. And you see, all I have here is I got my drop shot hook, and when I get that and I get my setup, you know, you got your weight on, I can get that on there because my hand is not working, just like you would any other drop shot bait. And that is how I rig for my drop shot. And you know, you got your weight hanging down, and you're working that thing on the bottom. And especially with these ones that float, it's super duper nice because it is standing out there and getting that action when you twitch that bait. And man, all those little appendages, those smallmouth, they cannot leave it alone. It is a perfect bait for that. And what's nice, you know, when you start talking drop shots, and you look at how so many baits, you look at so many baits, and you'll go through some drop shot baits. The beautiful thing with these Nikos, about to drop a hook, better not do that because I got the dog out, and all I need to do is get him hooked and swallow a hook. Have to go to the vet. I've already been there once this week. But the beautiful thing with these Nikos, man, they are so durable. The only way I lose these things is if I get a hang up or the fish swallows it. So very durable. So drop shotting is a great way You're not going to go through a ton of baits because they are very durable. Can't go wrong drop shotting a Hellgrammite, and especially when them fish go deep. You know, this time of year, right now it's August right here where I'm at releasing this video. Local lakes here have been pressured. I mean, they've seen everything. They're down deep. The water's warm. Got to get down there to get them. Drop shot a Hellgrammite. All right, next way I want to talk about, and it has a Carolina rig. It's going to be very similar to the drop shot, but Carolina rig. Get your weight on there. Get you a leader of 16 to 18 inches. Past that, and I'm doing it, and it's rigged the same way. I got that drop shot hook on it. You want to fish it at the bottom, same way, a little different presentation. Throw it out there and just dragging it. And with that 16 to 18 inch leader that you got on it, especially with these that float, it's just going to come by swimming. All those appendages, great action, good way to catch fish, good way to get down deep, catch those fish. What's nice, when I would, you know, the way I primarily fish it, I can get it down deep, but I can fish this as, you know, pretty much anywhere in the water column that I want to. If I want to keep it shallow, I'll do a slow reel. I can let it get down and work it on the bottom, depending on what I'm trying to do, what I'm going after, how I'm going to fish it. But don't sleep on that Carolina rig. You know, it's still very much effective. Everybody's went to drop shotting, and absolutely drop shot this, but Carolina rig it as well. You're not going to go wrong. You know, there's so many different ways that you could rig this bait and fish it and be effective. You know, I've seen folks take it just like this. This is the floating one. I've seen them take it just like that, casting out, fishing it top water. That I've never done. I'm a little leery of doing that. It's because I'm not confident in it. But those are the ways that I fished it. All right, so those are the 3 best ways to fish the Nico Hellgrammite, in my opinion. I know probably gonna get a lot of comments, a lot of different ways. If you have a different way that you like to fish it, that's effective for you, drop me a comment down below. I'd love to know. I'd love to try it. Fished this a lot over the last, gosh, I don't know how many years that we fished it. I don't know how many years it really has been since we fished it. I know it was either 2020 or 2021 when my youngest son caught his personal best, and we just got it. So we've had these 4 or 5 years. Really love it. I'm going to continue to use it. Probably my most confident bait that I have, so I'll continue to use it. But if there's a way that you like to use it, and you wouldn't mind sharing, drop us a comment down below. Would love to try it out, that's for sure. Appreciate you guys coming along today. Hope this video was informative. Nothing crazy, nothing special, but those are the 3 best ways that I believe that you can fish this Nico Hellgrammite, be effective, catch bass of all sizes. Don't let that 3-inch size fool you. It will catch big bass. Will catch big bass, I promise you. You're gonna catch a lot of little ones, but if you're in a river and you need a bait and they're not hidden, start throwing out. I promise you. My favorite colors are mudbug and obsidian. Those are the 2. I have natural, but the obsidian and the mudbug, those are the ones I catch by far and away the most. I fish on. It just works. Nico Hellgrammites work. Do not sleep on them. Promise you that you can't go wrong. And if you enjoyed the video today and you want to see some of the action that we have had, check this video out right here.